welcome back. So last video, I hope here, we just have to deal with the win text. And so at the moment when we play the game, if you recall, just win text shows up. We don't want anything to show up until we have, cleared the board basically. So let's go and figure out how we can do this. So first off, how do we get this to disappear? We don't want the placeholder text, this win text, showing up. Now, we could just not type anything here. That's one way to deal with it. But then the trouble is that when we're looking at the game board, we don't know where that win text is. So it's not a good idea to sort of remove this placeholder text. This is here to help us. So let's see how we could do this programmatically. Well, we're going to have to do something with the start, right? So at the start, we saw how we set the score text, right? We reset that. After we set it to 0, we were able to display the score text. We're going to do something very, very similar. So remember down here, we said score text.text, and then in quotations, we were basically able to write what we wanted to write. Well, I'm going to take this idea, Control-C, just copy that. You don't have to copy it. We can just type it out as well. But just to sort of show you the parallels, I'm just going to paste that in. Now, we don't want to affect the score text. We want to do the win text. So win text.text is going to be what? Well, we don't want anything to display. So what we do is an empty string. Quotation, nothing in between, quotation. And then the semicolon at the end. So what this will do is it will set the win text to be nothing, an empty string. So again, let's just save that. Try Unity. Now it still says win text there, that's fine. But when we hit play, and it's gone. Now it's not going to appear. We don't have any code to get it to appear. So let's get it to appear. We want it to appear if all of these are gone. So if I count these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So basically, if my score is 10 or greater, it will say that you've won, right? We'll have to give some sort of inspiring message. So let's take a look at that. So I'm going to come out here. Now, where does it know it scores? Well, it knows it scores in the on trigger enter. And it knows that it will add 1. Now, we still want this to happen, right? We still want it to add 1. We still want it to update the score text. But once it's done that, it needs to do a little check. So if, right, just like we had that if here. So this is kind of a nested if. We've got an if inside an if. So this will only check, right, if we've picked up a pickup, okay? And, right, after this, if the score is greater than or equal to, what did I say? 10. So if the score is greater than or equal to 10, what we're going to do, and I'm just going to go back up here. I'm getting tired of typing. Copy this. And then put this down here. Now, this wouldn't be quite finished because, again, it's going to be empty text. But instead of empty string, I'm going to put in what? You are amazing. Something like that, right? I mean, if they can win this game, what? They must be amazing gamers. So let's go test this out. Okay, like everything, we want to test. And otherwise, we're done. So hit play. Sorry, my computer is too old at home here. Okay, it's an almost 11-year-old computer. It's almost the same age as some of you guys, almost. Okay, so it seems to be working if Mr. Fleming can play. Now, there's no timer or anything on this. The gameplay leaves something to be desired. But, hey, first game. I mean, it's a challenge for Mr. Fleming to finish this. Oh, Mr. Fleming, come on. Oh, man. There we go. One more. You are amazing. Thank you. Yes, the game works. We are done. Okay? So that is a good basic game. Okay? You've got the player moving. Okay? You learned how to do a camera. You learned how to create prefabs with these pickups. You learned how to do code to make it disappear, to add to the score. And then when you complete the game knows that you're done, and it gives you an inspiring message. What more could you want? So there's a lot, right? You can add a lot, and that's going to be your next task, right? Once you've got this base game, this is your springboard to greatness. This is where you make it amazing, okay? And so I will talk about this more in class, but we can add a lot. We can make the textures better. We could make the game area better. We could add sound. We could create an enemy. We could make it a 2-player game. Basically, there's no limit to what we can do. We can bring in models and stuff from the Unity store. There is almost a limitless possibilities here. So yeah, but that's what we'll be doing after you get this done. So at this point, you should be looking at what do you need to do next. Now, one last thing I'll mention, but I won't do on here because I'm a little worried this computer will crash, is you would build the game. And so if I go under build settings here, now we built it for the x86. I would suggest, WebGL, and that would be for building for the web, variety of other things. Some of them you can't do. You need, and I think you need to pay for some of these. But yeah, so you can install this with Unity Hub. I think Xbox One, there's a bit more to do with it. PS4, there's a little bit more to do with it, and so on. You can't just put it on. What's interesting is it used to say Nintendo, but that's gone there. I'm not sure. I think you can still build for Nintendo. They probably just hit it. WebGL is if you want to build it for HTML5. That's probably the most useful one, and I will probably help you out with that in class. But that's the beauty of creating a game in Unity, is you've got a choice where you're going to build your game. I'm not going to do it here, but just show you those options. All right, so that is it. Good luck. Congratulations on finishing it, first of all, and good luck on your modifications.